Right, just going live from the current location. The appearance on the screen is distorted, that's not what I look like. And just some topics to discuss. Weekends here are usually pretty crowded, and we can't pause documentation in order to get and so Jason came, we were older brothers. We did not know that he was our older brother. Went to elementary school and high school here, and was raised with a woman who is not his mom. And I don't even know at this time if she's related to us as like a aunt. She's not related to us. So the controversy and the rumors and the confusion. Jason, who doesn't mind me mentioning, did not at all enjoy his experience here. And even though didn't enjoy his experience here, when that when considering different choices, was really being cautious and as thorough as possible to ensure that despite the uncertainty and the maturation associated with new experiences, basketball, and able to go to college. So he does not date outside of his race, and that's typical for family members. We don't mean to offend anyone that might be in close physical proximity to me right now, but people need to understand when they're showing up this way and they're trying to present as characters in a skit seller, that they are devastatingly, detrimentally affecting our family, and we don't support that. And so we don't want to make any assumptions, but Kashida is a family member, so is John, if that's what you say that. And they, it's okay to mention, just so there's no confusion, consider themselves to be of Mongolian ancestry, which is basically the Viking genealogy tree, for lack of better words, in a very oversimplified way. So they consider themselves to be racially of origin of lineage white. So we have an uncle or a dad in China as well. And these were private family conversations. These people are leaders of countries, and when are they going to disclose that despite their physiological facial features, there are some people that are related to us where they don't, the shape of their eyes is not controversial, but to people that don't know who they are, where they're from, what are Eskimos, what does living in Alaska mean, how is that the same or different than Europe, let's say. The myths and the legends of the science of immigration and the continents and the Earth plates shifting and creating creating those 7 different continents. So the issue is that there's a show called The Crown, and it's very graphic, basically on a pornography level, and we don't support that. We believe that people should have healthy relationships, however they define, as long as they don't present a risk of harm to themselves or to others. We aren't here to judge. You're just not us. And that's the issue, is that these characters, we don't even know if the actors and actresses knew that the scripts they were reading and auditioning for. We don't know what the accreditation standards are for the film industry, whether or not there's a correlation to the strike, and what news is fake news or correct news. I'm not even privy to that information. But we do have biological siblings that work in the film industry, not the adult pornography film industry, but that's the issue. We also do not show public displays of affection. So as far as social distancing, that is a standard just in general. And we want to have realistic standards for co-ed institutions, which is kind of the inspiration for Harry Potter and Lemony Snicket. That's okay to say that. So we don't want to be rude or judgmental when we really are at such an extreme knowledge deficit. People look to interpret and infer, and sometimes that's their stage of maturation when they're working through their own realizations of what they want from life, the amount of connectedness, emotional intimacy, and how to verify whether or not that's realistically possible. So we can't define those parameters for strangers, and we don't want to be rude, but this is really dangerous and disrespectful. We're not saying that that's happening right now. So as far as the family in Dubai, in the Middle East, and Jordan, and all of that, and whether or not to wear a hijab, like a headdress, like a veil or something like that, and whether or not these laws are sexist and misogynistic and women being stoned and all of that. The institution of marriage and having children is that serious, and that's not sexist. So, as far as geisha girls and stuff like that, we're at an extreme knowledge deficit. We don't know what an accurate narrative or history of the creation of that woman would be beyond the traditional growth. But as far as escorts and everything, and what's an exotic dancer and what's not an exotic dancer, that's also as far as transgender and whether or not deviation from heteronormative or heterosexual. How people maybe misinterpret maturation and have labeled that as a stage and a phase of a specific, almost like diagnosis, instead of a fleeting experience. The parameters for that, or an aesthetic of physical presentation and essence of intrinsic presentation, we don't believe that that should be forced to one continuum or another as far as what's organized by gender and society. We have family members that are male that wear dresses. We don't have people to call dresses like kids or kind of so that was like overdress and Hillary is the topic that kind of sparked this. Hillary, we just don't